Hello everyone. Welcome to today's episode. It's a series which is Art of Religion into a Closer Walk with God. So today our topic is be guided by His Spirit. Be guided by God's Spirit. So I start by saying that as a child of God, it's important that we always follow the Spirit of God. Let Him guide our endeavors. When this happens, our mistakes will be reduced and we will produce a better result every day if we let the Spirit of God guide us. There are many choices in our minds daily. There are many things we can do. There are many decisions we need to take. But it's always better to be calm and allow the Spirit of God to guide us in our decision. You can't run your own life effectively and successfully. You can't do the things you think are right. They may seem right, but since you don't belong to yourself again, you're now a child of God. It is better you allow the Spirit of God to do this for you, to run your life for you. When you do this, you'll be happy. We are going to look at John, the Gospel according to St. John, chapter 16, verse 7. There, Jesus Christ told his disciple, and I read it. Nevertheless, I tell you the truth. It is expedient for me that I go away. It's expedient for you that I go away. For you, if I go not away, the Comforter will not come unto you. But if I depart, I will send him unto you. What he's saying, Jesus Christ is telling his disciple that it's important for him, Jesus Christ, to go away. When he goes away, he'll be able to send them a comforter. So it is important. You know, the disciple doesn't want Jesus Christ to go away. They say, oh, stay with us. How can you die? But he's explaining to them that it's important that him, Jesus Christ, go away. When he does that, he will not send them a comforter who will be with them. Now, I explained that Jesus Christ, when he was on earth, he came as Son of Man. He came in the flesh. He came like me and you, came the way we are. So that means if you want to minister to somebody, it's going to be one-on-one. Jesus Christ could not be in several places at the same time. If he's ministering to this person, it's just that person. So, but the Holy Spirit can be with lots of people at the same time, healing them, cleansing them. Like today is Sunday, for example. The Spirit of God was here today. So also the Spirit of God in other places of meetings where God's name is called, other churches where allow the Holy Spirit to be with them. The Spirit of God was here as well as in other churches where they allow him to flow. Because there are some churches that close up and they won't allow God to minister to them. So that's what I'm trying to explain. But when Jesus Christ was on earth, he was going one-on-one. If he's healing in Capernaum, he's in Capernaum. When he finished, he departs to the next town. But the Spirit of God can be in different churches, in different locations at the same time. So, Holy Spirit works in us to bring us to the image of Jesus Christ. He wants us to be like Christ and to so that we can take our place in destiny. That is why he works in us different ways, according to what area of our need. Your need is not my need. What you need for your life is different from what I need. So, the Holy Spirit, work in us according to our need. That's why the Spirit of God can take the same message. Like I said, that today is our church service. Whatever is the topic in our church service today, the Spirit of God can interpret that same message to 5 different believers and use it to minister to them according to their need. If, let's say, the topic is love, love is love anyway, but how he's going to interpret it to Mr. A is going to be different with the areas of need of the next person, Mr. B or Miss B. So the same message, the Spirit of God can divide it and let it go around. So where if you're hurting concerning your dad, the Spirit of God can minister to you according to what needs to be done to your dad. If your own need is your mom, so different needs, that same message will be interpreted to different people according to what their needs are. So the place we read before uses the word comforter. It said, nevertheless, I tell you the truth. It is expedient for I to go away. For you, if I go not away, the comforter will not come. So I'm trying to give us other meanings of comforter. The Amplified Bible give other meanings, synonyms of the word comforter. So he described the word comforter as a counselor, which means the Holy Spirit can be your counselor. The Holy Spirit can be your helper. He can be your advocate, intercessor, and straightener. The Holy Spirit can also be your standby. The word is not can be, it's your standby. So that is, the Amplified Bible describes the word comforter into different other words. The counselor, the helper, advocate, intercessor, straightener, and standby. These are who the Holy Spirit can be for us. If we let him, we have a lot to do. Whatever God can do in our life is always equated that if we let him, God is not going to force himself on you. So if you let him, he can be all this to you. The Holy Spirit can strengthen you. Have you ever been weak at home, or you are doing something and you're getting so weak, and you say, oh, Holy Spirit, please help me? He can't say, oh no, I just helped you 2 hours ago. If you call him as many times as he calls him, 10 times, 100 times, oh, Holy Spirit, I need help in this area, he will help you. Even if you're physically working, cleaning, and you're getting tired, you call upon him, he will help you. He won't say, I helped you an hour ago. No, I'm not going to help you again. No. So the Holy Spirit can be our strengthener if you allow him to do that. As many times as you call him, he'll be able to help you. Have you ever spent minutes looking for an item in your room and you cannot remember where you placed it? Did you ask the Holy Spirit if you do that and follow his guidance, he can guide you straight to where you kept the item? What am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say the Holy Spirit can assist you. He can be your helper. He can help you. The Holy Spirit is your helper. The word help means one who assists. The assistance cannot be given unless you request for it. If you don't ask him to help you, he can't help you. So we need to form the habit of always asking the Spirit of God to help us. Sometimes we are too in a hurry to go and do things on ourselves. I remember somebody that had a phone call. He received a phone call that, oh, so is happening in so place. So he grabbed his phone, and I was about to run out of the room to go and solve the problem. The wife said, oh, wait, let's pray first. Let's pray first. I was like, pray what? Now, but the wife said, stop, let's pray first. That stop, let's pray first. If he listened, it will make the whole difference. They call him on phone and say, oh, something is happening in this place. He rushed out to go and solve the problem by his effort, by his strength. The wife said, stop, let's pray first. If he listened to pray first before he goes, whatever it is, he has committed it to God. It's like, God, I can't help myself. I don't even know what is happening. If somebody has an accident, if there's a problem, if you listen and pray first and hand over that situation to God, to handle, to the Holy Spirit, it cannot be the same result. But when the wife said, let's pray first, it was like, pray what? So, it depends on what you want to do with your life and with yourself. It depends on how you want to run your life. If you think you're good enough, you're too effective, you can do it. I assure you it will be much, much better if you allow the Holy Spirit to be your helper. If you always remember, if you form the habit of calling him on, asking him to help me in this area, he will do it. If you form that habit and request for his assistance, you won't be disappointed. I said, we need to form the habit of always asking the Holy Spirit to help us. Let us learn to do this. Call upon him. Ask him to help you. The Holy Spirit is your counselor. He gives you instruction on what to do. How can you have an opportunity to get help and you don't want to do that? An opportunity God gave us. Those are the things we're equipped with. As soon as you give your life to Christ, you are saved. You receive salvation. God sent his Spirit on you to guide you. But the question is, are we willing? Are we ready? Do we remember to always ask him every little detail of our life? He's interested. I'm not sure there's any detail of our life we'll call God and he said, not in this area, I'm not going to help you. No. Any area of our life, all we need to get the habit, if it's a habit, all we need to get the knowledge or get used to asking him to help us. But many of us are not attentive to his voice. And it ought not to be. We should endeavor to hear the voice of the Holy Spirit at all times. And you can only hear the voice of the Holy Spirit when you're at peace with yourself, not when you're worrying. When you're calm, when you're attentive. You don't necessarily need to be over attentive. Just when you don't have worry in your mind, when you are not fussing or when you are calm, it's easier for you to hear him talk to you. Now, I gave an illustration of one day I've been in a shop and I was buying something. So as the salesperson was trying to talk me to buying whatever it is, he was trying to explain, he was trying to tell me the extra service they can do for me. As he was talking, as if I was hearing two voices. As I was looking at him, facing him, he was talking to me. At the same time, I was hearing the Holy Spirit saying something to me in a quite gentle voice. The Holy Spirit was trying to guide me against spending money unnecessarily. The sales guy was talking, oh, we can do this for you. I guess he was trying to tell me the extra service they can do and, of course, charge me money by performing a service to me. While at the same time, and I was contemplating if I should give in or not, while at the same time, I heard the Holy Spirit saying that it is not something hard. What he's explaining to me, for me to pay money for, I heard the Holy Spirit saying, you can do it yourself. You can do that for yourself. You don't need to pay for that extra service. This is an example of how the Holy Spirit can provide guidance and counsels to you. He was trying to guide me about spending unnecessarily. Also, he can be talking and I will not hear. He can be saying that thing I will not hear. But that day, I noticed that particular day I was calm. I was in a good, let me use the word, I was in a good mood. So when the salesperson was talking, I was hearing two voices. So whatever he said to me, the Spirit's voice have already countered, have made me take my decision. I said, okay, I know what I will do. Also, he can be talking and I will not hear. Okay, I said this earlier. We should endeavor to put our mind in constant peace. Let's try to be peaceful. Not too much worries, not too much concern. I know the issues that there, I know the problems can be there, but we are fussing about them, carrying them on our mind every time. Cannot be how the solution will come. Let's take advantage of the Spirit of God with us and listen to the conversation. Listen to the voice, this small voice. The things he said to us, let's listen to it so that we can take advantage of it and make a better life of ourselves. Now, I'm trying to explain different ways the Spirit of God can guide us. And I'm saying that the Holy Spirit is our intercessor. He can intercede for us. He will intercede for us. So we are still going to read 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 2. So I start by saying, I'm going to view Holy Spirit being an intercessor in two ways. When you speak in other tongues, that is the Holy Spirit praying through your vessel, praying through your mouth. So that is one way the Holy Spirit can be an intercessor to you. When you are speaking in other tongues, you are speaking, the Holy Spirit is using your vessel, using your voice to talk. That's why this in 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 2, and I read, for anyone who speaks in tongues does not speak to people, but to God. Indeed, no one understands them. They utter mysteries by the Spirit of God. Now, this means that the Spirit of God is praying through your mouth. He's speaking the things you need to. He's speaking the things you need into reality without you knowing it. When you are speaking in other tongues, you're not speaking to man. The Holy Spirit is speaking through your voice to speak out those things you need. He's saying them, speaking them. The Spirit of God is interceding for you on the areas of your need. Our needs are different. So when you speak in other tongues, He's interceding for you. That's why Apostle Paul said in the same chapter 14 of 1 Corinthians, the verses 39 of his, Apostle Paul said that we should not forbid anyone from speaking in tongues. Whether we understand what we are saying or not, is the Spirit of God that is speaking through our mouth, our vessel. Thought should not be stopped. So that's the advice of Apostle Paul. He said that you should not stop somebody from speaking in tongue. You don't understand what he's saying here, but he's speaking. Because he doesn't even know what he's speaking. It's the Spirit of God that was speaking through him. So I said that I'm going to view the Holy Spirit being an intercessor in two ways. The second way the Holy Spirit can be an intercessor is one is speaking in other tongues. One is aspect of prophecy. It is still the same Spirit. It is still the Spirit of God that gives you the word you speak when you are prophesying. Either you're receiving or you're you're the ones giving the prophecy. When you receive prophetic words, it is the Spirit of God that has ministered to you. When you receive prophetic words, it is the Spirit of God that has ministered to you. Now, in the same place, the verse 3 of it said, but the one who prophesies speaks to people for their strengthening. Now, the prophecy is for your strengthening. It's for encouragement and comfort. When you receive prophetic word, it is not the vessel or the pastor who prophesies that gave you those words. It is the Spirit of God that just reveals to you what is happening around you, what is happening spiritually in your environment concerning your life. It is the Spirit of God that is exposing the enemy that is trying to attack you. The Spirit of God does a lot for us, and I will say that it is a great privilege to be in a church where the Spirit of God can move prophetically. I'm not saying that if you're in a church where they don't give prophetic word, oh, you're not going to go to heaven. I'm not saying that, but I'm just simply saying that prophetic ministry is of huge advantage to the life of a believer. What is wrong if you hear or know what is going on around you spiritually through the prophetic ministration? If you're in a church that is prophetic and you receive prophetic ministration concerning your life, what will happen this week, or what God is doing around you, what's wrong in that? I'm not saying that if you don't receive it, you won't go to heaven, but it's important. So the Spirit of God can minister to us through different ways. Through when you speak in tongues, through prophetic, through talking to you. It can be your strength. Now, all these I mentioned and many more are some of the ways the Spirit of God can direct and guide us. We should not take them lightly or fail to take advantage of them. It's just there. That's the thing you're being salvation bought for you. That's what God wants to do for us. Don't take them lightly and don't underuse them. Holy Spirit is your comforter. Is your comforter. It can guide you. It can intercede for you. It can be your intercessor. It can help you. It can be your advocate. So it depends on in what area you want the Holy Spirit to help you, but He's available and He's there to help you. We always seems to be in a hurry, or we think we feel we can do some things by ourselves. Why do you bother when God has made some provision? So I'm encouraging us to allow ourselves to be guided by the Spirit of God. As we serve God, He knows. That's why Jesus Christ said, nevertheless, I tell you the truth, it's expedient for me to go away. He knows that you can't do this grace by your own efforts. You can't. So it's necessary and it's good. And I will encourage us to, whatever we are doing, we should form the habit of asking Him to help us. Holy Spirit, help me to do this. Holy Spirit, what do I do? Especially in decision taking. I get afraid when I see people take major decisions by just asking friends. You ask your friend, what should I do? What do I do over this matter? When the best person that knows your life, that knows our situation, is waiting to be asked. And you're going around asking all your friends without asking Him. The most important person to ask in serious decisions is God. The Spirit of God is going to reveal to you. If you didn't hear, keep asking. There are some things I pray, I ask for more than 1 month or 2 weeks. I keep asking. It was important. Why will you make mistake and come back and ask, okay, I've made mistake. Father, help me. What should I do right? You can get it right at the first time. That's what I have for today. Thank you for listening.